Have you ever felt anxious and uneasy in the dead of night? You seem to be groping in an endless fog, trying to find a breakthrough, but you can never see the hope for the future. You may ask yourself, why can others have wealth and realize their dreams, but I always stagnate? You have seen countless challenges and difficulties in your ordinary life. You feel physically and mentally exhausted, and the road ahead seems to have no end. However, if you are willing to stop and think about it, perhaps you will find that all this is not as hopeless as you imagined. Your inner anxiety and confusion are the manifestation of your disbelief in your potential. You don't realize that all the power you have comes from your change in your beliefs. Every challenge you experience every day is a test of your soul. Only when you can transcend these limitations can you move towards the pinnacle of success. Belief determines your reality, and thinking determines your wealth. When you really begin to believe that you can change your destiny, your whole world will begin to change. Those dreams that you once thought were out of reach will begin to become within reach. Edison once said, "Success is 1% inspiration, and 99% sweat." But without firm belief, sweat alone will not help. What you can do is often beyond the limits you set for yourself, and belief is the key to breaking through self-limitations. You may think that you don't have any prominent background, and you may not even be able to provide yourself with basic resources, but you have to understand that the power of belief can make up for these gaps. When you have a firm belief, and always tell yourself "I can do it," you will find that external conditions begin to make way for you. Those obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will no longer be terrible, because your belief in yourself has become unshakable. Belief and action are the twin engines of wealth. However, belief alone is not enough. Without action, your belief cannot be transformed into actual wealth. Many people complain that they cannot succeed because they stay at the stage of dreams. They set goals but never take actual action. They imagine the picture of success but do not have enough courage to take the first step. You have to understand that the realization of any goal requires step-by-step action. You can't stay at the stage of fantasy. You must take every step bravely. Action is not just hard work, it is the verification of faith. Every effort you make will make your faith stronger. You must clearly realize that wealth does not rely on luck, but on firm faith plus unremitting action. Belief is the source of power for your actions, and action will strengthen your faith. When faith and action are combined, your success is no longer far away. Think about the people in history who changed the world. They have no natural advantages, and they may even face greater difficulties than you at the beginning. However, with firm beliefs and continuous efforts, they finally succeeded, just like Steve Jobs. His success was not achieved overnight. After being fired by Apple, the company he founded, and suffering market failures, he still believed that he could stand up again, and his persistence and faith eventually created world-changing products such as the iPhone and iPad. Think about it. If he gave up when he encountered failure, how could he be great today? Change your thinking from the heart, and wealth will follow. You often feel that you have worked so hard for so long, but still cannot break through the original state of life. But have you ever thought that the key to the problem is not how much effort you have made, but how you think about these efforts? Can you do this wholeheartedly? Can you combine your beliefs with actions, emotions and reason, and let them resonate at the same frequency? This change in thinking is a process that everyone must go through, the change from poor thinking to rich thinking. Poor thinking refers to those who do not believe in their ability to make wealth from the bottom of their hearts. They always blame the external environment, thinking that they do not have enough opportunities or backgrounds, and it is impossible to stand out in this world. Rich thinking refers to those who firmly believe that they have unlimited potential from the bottom of their hearts. Even if the current conditions are difficult, they will firmly believe that as long as they work hard, and do not give up, they will succeed one day. The core of rich thinking is, I can. No matter what difficulties and obstacles, they encounter, they believe that they can overcome them. The thinking of the poor is the opposite. They always set limits for themselves, and always think that the external environment determines their future. Therefore, to achieve wealth, you must fundamentally change your way of thinking, get rid of those negative, self-limiting beliefs, and replace them with the belief that you have enough ability to earn wealth. Clear goals are the source of motivation for future success. Many people feel that they are inefficient, and have unclear goals, and they always give up halfway. This is not only because they lack execution, but also because they have not established a clear goal at all. Without a goal, there is no motivation. You can take many roads, but if you don't have a clear destination, you will eventually lose your way. Goals are the direction you are moving in and the motivation for you to get up every day. You may ask, how do I determine my goals? This is a very practical question. Goals don't have to be perfect at the beginning. You can constantly improve your goals through gradual thinking and adjustment. But the important thing is that you must start setting goals, even if it is just a preliminary goal. Goals are not just for the purpose of achieving a certain material wealth, but also a way for you to realize the value of life. The goals you want to set should be both grand and practical. They should challenge yourself and be realistic. For example, you can set a short-term goal. I want to increase my income by 30% in the next 6 months. Then set a medium-term goal. I want to own my own property within 2 years. Then set a long-term goal. I want to accumulate a certain amount of wealth and achieve financial freedom within 5 years. These goals can be adjusted gradually, but each goal should be clear and visible. You can develop a specific action plan based on these goals, and gradually move towards your own success. Self-discipline and focus, key qualities leading to wealth. When you have a clear goal, your beliefs and actions will be more directional. But how to maintain continuous motivation and drive? This requires self-discipline and focus. Self-discipline is the greatest guarantee of success. You can maintain a clear mind through self-discipline and avoid being affected by external interference. Self-discipline means that you must act according to the plan every day, no matter how many temptations are waiting for you. No matter how many problems need to be solved, you must complete your tasks step by step. And focus means focusing all your energy on one goal. The most successful people in the world are often not those with the strongest abilities, but those who can focus on one thing. Focus allows you to avoid distraction, and keep you at your best in action. In today's society, the torrent of information floods our lives. If you can't stay focused, you will never be able to achieve the goals you set. You may be disturbed by countless trivial matters every day, causing your time and energy to be exhausted. But focused people know how to stand firm in the face of these temptations, and always focus on their goals. As Bill Gates said, success is to stick to doing simple things until you do them very well. And this is the best portrayal of focus and self-discipline. You must realize that the accumulation of wealth is not achieved overnight. It requires you to work patiently and persist consistently. Grasp the faith and embrace the future. At this moment, you are standing at the fork in your life. As if the road ahead is full of endless confusion, you may feel lonely, or you may have been discouraged. But remember that this is the turning point of life and the starting point of your success. At this moment, you have a new choice. You can continue to immerse yourself in your anxiety and self-doubt, or you can choose to change your way of thinking and believe from the bottom of your heart that wealth and success are in your control. The road to success is not smooth. It will not come early because of your anxiety, nor will it appear immediately because you have worked hard for a while. But as long as you start from today, bravely control your own thinking, believe that you deserve wealth and success, set clear goals, and constantly take action to achieve them, then your life will usher in earth-shaking changes. You must remember that no successful person in the world is born lucky. They have also walked through muddy roads, and encountered countless failures and difficulties, but they never stopped believing in themselves and their goals until they finally reached the pinnacle of success. With their persistence and efforts, you have the same power, and you can also start to change your life trajectory at any time. So, tell yourself, from today, you will no longer wait for future wealth, but take the initiative to create it. You will no longer just fantasize about success, but meet your own glorious moments through firm beliefs, clear goals and fearless actions. Wealth does start with faith, but it is not limited to faith. Faith is motivation, starting point, and the key to your success. What you really need is to use faith to drive your actions, so that every step is steady and full of power. It will guide you to keep moving forward and take you to the ideal life you once imagined. When you look back on your past, you will find that every persistence and struggle is the accumulation of your glory. Everything you do now is the foundation for your future achievements. Every effort you make now will become the source of power for your success. So, no matter how bumpy the road ahead is, remember that success never belongs to those who are lazy and give up. It belongs to those warriors who stick to their beliefs, set goals, and take action. And you are that warrior. The future wealth starts from today. Grasp the faith and become an extraordinary person. Wealth, starting from the moment you firmly believe, is like a trend, taking you to a broader world. Now, it's time to change your life and welcome your glorious moment.